What's up everyone, you're Batapesh Kumar here and welcome back to another video on Boeing Boy. And today's video is gonna be part 2 of a video that I put up a long time back, and that video was the ultimate guide to becoming a pilot in 2022. Now it's 2023, things have not really changed a lot, but this is gonna be part 2. Basically, what to do after you've gotten your CPL license. How can you make sure that you get that airline job? How can you make sure that whenever those vacancies come out, you're the first one who's getting that right seat in the cockpit? Let's get started.
1 hour later.
Okay, so you cleared your exams and you did your 200 hours of flying, you applied your papers to DGC, and now DGC has given you a CPL commercial pilot license. So the question now is, what should you be doing next? Now, there are multiple options that you can take. Number one is, now there are multiple options that you can take, and this will depend on how much money do you have and on the market conditions. Why do I say how much money? Well, the next thing you can do after your CPL is something known as a type rating. Now a type rating is basically learning how to fly the bigger aircrafts. During your CPL, you'd be flying very small chote wale aircrafts, 4-seater, 6-seater aircrafts max. But airlines want you to fly their big jets, which can seat 100, 120, 180, 200 people. So how do you get yourself trained for those aircrafts? Is by doing a type rating. Now this type rating is again done by private institutions. There's not a lot of them in India, but there's a lot of them abroad. A type rating as of today will cost you somewhere about 12 to 13 lakh rupees. This includes all your rehna, khana, pina, travel, everything, and obviously your type rating itself. So it's not a very expensive thing when you compare it to your CPL. However, if you struggled for CPL, if you took a loan to do your CPL, which is very okay, then you might not have the money for type rating. So if you have the money for type rating and if the market conditions allow, then you should go and do your type rating. For example, in today's date, all the vacancies which are coming out, at least majority of them, are for type rated people, which means if you're type rated either the Boeing 737 or the Airbus A320, only then can you apply for those vacancies. If you're a simple CPL holder, you will not be able to apply for those vacancies. However, there are a few vacancies which are only for CPL holders. So just 200 hours, no experience, just a CPL holder, you can also apply. Now once you apply to those vacancies and if you get selected, then you still have to do your type rating. But now your type rating will be done with the airline. The airline will tell you where to go, what to do. In the end, the money will still go out from your pockets. What I have normally seen is the cheaper way is to do your type rating on your own and then join an airline. This will save you some money because the airline will then ask for a lesser amount of money for their own airline training since you're already type rated. However, the problem with doing your type rating on your own is you get tied to a specific type of aircraft. For example, if you do your type rating on the Airbus A320, now you cannot apply to any airline which has Boeing 737s or ATRs or any other aircraft, because now you're trained to fly only the Airbus A320. And remember, pilots can only fly one type of aircraft at any given point of time, at least amongst the bigger jets. So to wrap it up, if you have the money and if the vacancies are coming out for type rated people, go do your type rating on the aircraft जिस पे ज़्यादा vacancies आ रही हैं. If you don't have the money, then wait for vacancies which are for CPL holders only, apply to them, get selected, and then do your type rating. Okay, another thing that you can do and that will look very good on your resume as a pilot is clear your ATPL exams. Now you're done with CPL, the next higher category of license that you get is an ATPL, an airline transport pilot license. But the problem with ATPL is, to get your ATPL license issued, you need to have a certain number of hours, which obviously as a simple CPL holder you would not have. However, what you can do is you can clear your ATPL exams at least. So just like CPL, ATPL also has requirements. You have to clear 3 papers and you have to have certain number of hours. We don't have certain number of hours, but we can clear our papers. So you simply have to clear meteorology, radio, and navigation. There are 3 papers which are for ATPL. This is pretty much the same stuff that you study during your CPL with a few additions here and there, nothing very complicated. तो अगर आपने CPL के एग्जाम्स पास कर लिए थे, most probably थोड़ी सी और पढ़ाई करके आपके ATPL एग्जाम से पास हो जाएंगे. ATPL exams में there's an additional thing called a viva or an oral exam, which you have to give after you clear your written exam. So clear your ATPL exams, it looks good on the resume, it enhances your knowledge, and tomorrow, when you have the required number of hours, you don't have to worry about clearing your papers. All you have to do is submit your documents to DGCA and get your ATPL license. Another thing that you can do is you can take airline preparation classes. Now these classes are run by various institutes, they are also there at Viva AA, and in these classes what you will be taught will be your entire ATPL syllabus. Plus, you will also be taught about some advanced topics, some advanced stuff which we don't normally study in CPL. Now, because that stuff is not relevant during your CPL days, however, because of the upcoming airline flying and your upcoming job with an airline, these things now become relevant. So you can also try taking airline prep classes that will help you clear your ATPL exams. ये तो हो गई पढ़ाई की बातें. However, there's one more thing I would like to tell you, and that is mentally. Mentally be prepared after you get your CPL to be sitting at home at least for a few months to about 1 year. And that is okay, it's very normal, there's nothing wrong with it, all of us have done it. Even when I did my CPL, I got my job almost 1 year after my CPL license. जिस टाइम में मैंने अपनी पढ़ाई करी, मैंने अपनी टाइप रेटिंग करी और फिर मैंने टाइप रेटिंग वाले एयरक्राफ्ट यानी कि Boeing 737 की पढ़ाई करी. And I was at home for a good 1 year. And that's okay, that's very normal. So be prepared mentally कि आपका लाइसेंस आते ही आपको नौकरी नहीं मिलने वाली unless you are very lucky or you are extremely good with your books. But it's okay if you're sitting at home. It's fine, there's nothing wrong with it. Tell yourself and your parents to be mentally prepared कि हाँ, I might have to sit at home for some time, and that is actually a good thing. You get a lot of time to study, enhance your knowledge. Because CPL के time पे you wouldn't learn as much, but after that, after your CPL, now you have some flying experience and you have some basic knowledge. Now you can build on that knowledge and make yourself and your knowledge great. And one last thing that you can do, and that is very, very, very obvious, is obviously keep checking up on vacancies. I'm sure by the time you get a CPL, you would become a part of a lot of WhatsApp groups, you would have a lot of friends who are at the same stage in life, and you would get to know if any vacancy come out. And you would get to know if any vacancy comes out because हल्ला सा मच जाता है वैकेंसी आते ही. जैसे अभी परसों ही विस्तारा की वैकेंसी आई है, एंड लाइक एवरीवन न्यू अबाउट इट इंस्टेंटली कि वो विस्तारा की वैकेंसी आ गई है. However, keep looking out for those vacancies. As soon as the vacancy comes out, just apply for it and start studying. So to sum it up, get your type rating if the market conditions and your pocket allows. Otherwise, keep studying, keep working hard, keep enhancing your knowledge, because remember one thing, vacancy आना या ना आना is not in your hands, so that is just luck. However, vacancy आने के बाद में selection होना या ना होना, that is in your hands and that is your hard work. So keep working hard after your CPL, keep studying, keep enhancing your knowledge, and I'm very sure that we might get to fly soon together. That's about it for this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.